Giving away restaurants. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee because I thought it's time we had another look at restaurants and businesses that are essentially being given away. Because I've got some other articles where people are claiming that the worst of the recession is over. I'm flabbergasted really to see these claims coming out there. Is it because the spruikers and the pundits and the faces that make these claims just don't really have any interaction with people in business? Could it be? I mean, how many of us are in the construction game? When you rig up and talk to people, kind of get a feel for how it's going. What projects are coming up ahead? How are you going for the next couple of months? I usually say, well, I've changed my business now, so I don't need as much work anymore because I've really become a tighter and more efficient machine. In some ways, I'm making more money too. Am I the only one that does that when you're on the phone talking to people, organizing stuff, talking to clients, invoices, just how do you do? I thought that was normal. I thought that was normal for business people. Now, maybe the spruikers online that we see all the time saying how the economy is going fantastic and the worst is over, would they not do that? Would they not, touch base with people? Maybe not, I guess. Cold calling isn't a part of every business, is it? And I guess writing articles, you wouldn't need to be doing that, would you? So maybe in some ways people just aren't at the coalface. What do you think, guys? Do you think it's going good? What's your lead times? It's great if you're flat out right now, particularly if you're an employee and you see it's flat out, it's fantastic, yada, yada, yada. That's great. But you got to think 6, 9, 12 months ahead. What's the pipeline? That's the thing. If you're flat out with a whole lot of small projects, having a big pipeline isn't, that could be great, but it's not as profitable as one or two big, juicy ones. At least that's from a consultant's perspective. So let's have a look at some of these businesses, guys. I've once again done a Gumtree search, and here we're looking at Melbourne at the moment. Now, here we have a fully fitted out cafe restaurant, $1,000 negotiable. Let's look at some of these images here. You can see here, it's looks like a multi-use complex, some apartments above. A lot of empty shops, not much activity around here, is there? There you go. You've got a nice little cafe fitted out. You've got all the furniture. You've got this space to use out here. Fantastic. There's not really much to be said. You've got a kitchen. Are they leasing the equipment or is it included in part of it? This stuff is expensive. As I've said before, I've spoken to businesses that purely deal with just the financing and leasing of this type of stuff. And they're good quality things. Honestly, I wouldn't mind getting some of these at home. There you go. Good old fridge. Oh, fantastic. The good coffee machine. I've got my little coffee machine down there. To be brutally honest, most of the time I'm just drinking instant out of my stein of coffee. I've become such a bogan. I've now trained myself to enjoy instant. I guess it's a good thing. I used to be such a coffee snob, but now, So, not a bad little fit out, nothing excessive, not crazy, but there's definitely some money in there. It's a fully fitted out kitchen. You could jump in and just get it started. But for $1,000, you're essentially taking over someone else's lease. So there is no ingoing. So you don't need to pay anything. To start your own business, just pay slightly higher rent. Alternatively, buy equipment and plant and pay less rent. Okay. So have they fitted it out? Has the developer or landlord fitted it out and is now trying to get it going? Is that why everything's just a little bit average? So you can just pay off all the equipment in your rent. Isn't that fantastic? In this climate, you'll need to be able to show lesser that you understand food and service. Most importantly, be prepared to back your own expertise. Equipment includes a cool room, glass washer, dishwasher, coffee machine, ovens, grease trap, fryers, freezers, fridges, air conditioner, tables, chairs, all ready to go. The total internal area is 153 squares. Use of gymnasium and pool facilities, fantastic. So there's 63 residential apartments and 20 commercial tenancies. How many of them are open? What's the these numbers are great, they sound good, but rent to be advised with a bond of 20 grand. So $1,000, they're trying to suck you in. But you'll have a whole lot of ongoing costs in something that can you see any, if we just look at these photos, maybe it's just when it's opened, but if we look here, There's no activity here, is there? No signs of life. No personal effects on the balconies. No things hanging around. Maybe it's because, you know, they'll do you if you do that. But no signs of life here. What do you reckon? Would you go that one? $1,000. So it looks like a developer desperately trying to push a cafe. Here's another one. Here's a a business for sale, negotiable, in Moorabbin, Victoria. So let's have a look here. What is this? Are they advertising stuff here? Oh, wait a minute. Long-standing... Oh, wait, that's advertisement. one image. So fish and chip shop. You can't see anything inside. Google Street View. Is someone really trying to sell a business like that? Long-standing, family-owned takeaway business. And this is what I've been saying. The big boys are not feeling this recession. It's the family-owned smaller businesses that are feeling the recession. It's the middle class that's being decimated. Sadly. Fully equipped with excellent opportunity for expansion in Moorabbin, Victoria. Only selling due to illness. No time wasters. Genuine interest only. We can reveal the phone number. I'll let you, if you're interested, guys. Food hospitality. So it's only up 2 days. What do you think? You think you put a bit more effort in there, but maybe it's someone else. Here we go. On the Gold Coast at Burleigh Heads. You know, I know Burleigh Heads. I went to primary school at Burleigh Heads. We lived near there. It's kind of a hippie type of area. Rachel lived down there. So what's this one going for? You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So $12,000. Let's see if they're really selling it for that. But you've got a fitted out little coffee shop, and there are a lot of them there. I mean, there you go. Tiny little place there in Burleigh Heads, which is a kind of a trendy area there. You've got the beach. It's nice. A little bit hipster. Owner-operator style shop established over 9 years ago. The highest foot traffic locations within southern area of the Gold Coast in the heart of Burleigh Heads. Low rent. We look forward to vendor finance. Well, sorry, we'll look at vendor finance. Vendor finance is... I don't trust it. It screams with desperation if you can't stump up enough money to go here. One of the strongest and well-known streets in the Gold Coast, right in the heart of Burleigh Heads, and only one street back from the beach's James Street. The shop is located in the middle of the street with high foot traffic, including entry into Woolworths. They've got a Woolies there now. I haven't been there in a few years. The opportunity to get in the door before the festive season begins gives this business the potential to boom. Yes, but here's the thing. With the Gold Coast, and with Burleigh Heads, you know what? I'll bring up Google Earth so we can just have a bit of a talk about it. One thing you've got to understand, this business is right near the tourist beach, the tourist area there. You know, it's a good little sandwich bar and everything. So, you know, it seems to have enough of a fit out. So what we'll do is let's just jump over here and have a look. We'll turn off the mining data. We don't need that. Where's Burleigh Heads? Let's see if I can find that down here. There's Broadbeach. There's Miami. Here we go. Burleigh Heads is here. Okay, and you've got the beautiful beach here, and let's just jump here. Oh, here we go. You're kidding? They've got Google on the beach? Ha! You learn something new all the time. So there you go. There's the beach. You know, and we'd have often, you know, Christmas lunch or something along here. It's great. It's beautiful here. Really beautiful. Nice waves. You can go for a nice bushwalk up the mountain there. Now, this business, this area, is highly dependent on the festive season, the holiday season. So the tourists, and they'd be in, you know, one of this precinct around here. I'd be betting my money on. You'd hope so, because this is where all the main, you know, the kind of the tourist businesses, the coffee shops, that type of thing, down along here, this little street here. You know, so it's quite popular. Fish and chips, Bank of Queensland, a few places. How's this going to do if tourism doesn't come back? Sure, ScoMo is saying we may get international tourism at January, which that could be good. But would you take the plunge, guys? Would you do it? So, willing to look at swap or trade with cash, my way, or equal for classic car. What the hell? We'll look at most things worth of value. Now that screams desperation, doesn't it? I mean, I guess if you want a classic car, maybe that's just his dream or her dream. This shop caters to not only the healthy people of the coast, but to anyone looking for fresh, organic, and homemade food. Shop is located in the same position for 9 years, so strong following of local and out-of-town customers. What do you reckon, everyone? We'll have to see. Would you trade it for a car? Here we have another one for $800. Moorabbin in Victoria. Let's have a look here. A gourmet food deli, all set out and ready with horrible tiny pictures. You know. So it looks like it's been vacated. Fully fitted cafe for lease at for sale, 48 Roberna Street, Moorabbin. Let's have a look at that on Google Earth. Let's see if it finds it. Boom. There you go. So here we have it in, what is it? Southeast pocket there of Victoria. I mean, right in the heart of this area. Oh, you know, a lot of warehouses and things. What do you think, guys? Gourmet food, deli, smash repairs. How much of this business has been hit with the lockdowns and with the other issues they've got there? $800. You know, you'd be highly dependent on a lot of the tradies. So, lease, $800 per week. Okay, so that's what they're selling it. That's what they're saying. Freehold for sale, $895,000, so they want to sell the whole thing. $596 with adjoining warehouse, so you get the warehouse. Cafe was making $12,000 per week. Business was sold in 2017 for $320,000. Not currently operating. Would prefer to sell the property for $895,000. Property was valued in March 2020 for $1.1 million. Okay, so they're not really, well, it's kind of more like a way of selling a property. But the interesting one here, everyone, look at that change. So it's valued in March at $1.1 million. And what are we down? November. So down, lost $200,000. They'd prefer to sell it for that. You reckon they'll get that, guys? Remember, property's always going up. Aren't we hearing all about that? Property rebounding. And yet, you've got, you know, this place in the warehouse going for, oh, okay, that's weird Google Earth interface. Going for $200,000 less than it was just at the beginning of the year. There's an interesting one as well. Businesses getting desperate. Commercial property selling for close, well, to a 20% loss. Let's have a look at another one. So, here's a fully fitted out restaurant to lease. Viewing today at 2 p.m. Urgent? So one could argue that's what, well, some of the articles are saying is a sign of distressed property, and it's negotiable in Clarkson. So the restaurant is fully fitted out as a Chinese restaurant and allows the ongoing tenant little startup cost. Isn't that fantastic? Little startup costs. What you've got to realize, some people will essentially give these things away because there's a cost associated with it. You know, the value in this is offset by the burden of holding it. If you've signed up to a commercial lease, you've got to pay for the you know, your ongoing agreement. You may be able to negotiate that the value of the lease has dropped because the foot traffic is down, but that could result in a, you know, legal dispute, and then there's money associated to do that as well. So some people just want to get out. So we can see here, Mr. Ho, really? There you go. Okay. I mean, these are terrible photos. What's that telling you? You got two pots and a mech system. Surely you just step a bit further out and get more of the context. There you go. Hopefully it all works. You got a cold room. So there, I mean, you got a fully fitted out restaurant with, I mean, I guess the receptionist is fine, you know, and there you go. Nothing too special, but it's negotiable, and that's it. Last updated 13 hours ago, trying to sell it today. And for the final one, let's look at a patisserie from Sydney. And here we have one. Darlington Patisserie Cafe for free. Let's have a look at the images that they have. So the nice little cakes and things. There you go. I mean, you know, what's this? A photo during construction? Was that a sign? So, I mean, again, these fit-outs cost a pretty penny, but they're essentially worthless if you're stuck with a lease and aren't making enough money. These things can be a burden. That's the sad thing of it. I had a roommate who was a stoner, and when we were living in western Brisbane there, around Albion, there was a little patisserie, and he would like, you know, get high and then get the munchies, and he would go and spend a fortune on these tiny little exquisite French cakes. He was doing it wrong. He did the munchies so wrong. Oh, it was funny. So, Darlington Main Street Patisserie Cafe for free. Close to Redfern Station and University of Sydney. Currently closed. The lease term 555. That's it. Remaining 4 years in the first 5 years. What does that scream, guys? What does that scream? People just desperate, trying to get out of the lease. Trying to get out of the lease. 51 square meters. They've got a turbofan oven. They've got a 1,200 litre freezer. 2 display fridges. Commercial mixer. You know, benches. Ice maker. No grease trap or ventilation. Equipment included. Whoa. Rent. $51,000 plus GST with an annual increase of 3%. $51,000 a year rent. This is why they're giving it away for free. You still think we're having a V-shaped economic recovery, everyone? What are these people on? Maybe they're like my former roommate that are all predicting it's all, you know, going, you know, great. Could be. 51 grand. Oh. All right, yeah. I mean, because if everything's going well, but this 3% increase, that's just utter BS, isn't it? Right now, the inflation's nowhere near 3% at the moment. Plus GST. So $56,000 you're spending. Then 3%, it'll be up 10%, you know, every year. So in your first 5-year terms, you're up 15% of that. No, if not more. There you go. What do you reckon, everyone? It adds up real quick. So there we have it. A range of different businesses, some trying to be given away for free, others where they want to sell the entire premises, some where they want to swap it for luxury cars. Does that scream confidence in the retail sector or economic recovery? What do you think? I suspect we are seeing a K-shaped economy, everyone. We're seeing some parts of it just flying to the moon, and some people that are just detached from, well, the struggles of the middle class. These are the prices that we're paying for the government lockdowns. Remember that. This is a recession. First one in 28 years. As always, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create here, there are a few ways you can. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Kucoin. You can buy merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, everyone. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.